Welcome back to Travel Show Live. I've got some troubling news. I don't know if you read this, and I want everybody to calm down. I don't want, uncontrollable sobbing or anything. Southwest Airlines has decided they're no longer going to offer lemons on the plane. I know. Try to calm down, John. Take it easy. Yeah, I know. Settle down. Now, this is a good example of an airline doing its job to help us continue to save money. So they're doing away with the lemons, but I understand they're keeping the limes. So to me, margarita, Bloody Mary, what do you need a lemon for? So I think we're in exactly. But Whitney Eichinger is here from Southwest. Hello, Whitney. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
It's my pleasure, and thank you for releasing this story this week because this is excellent fodder for our interview. I appreciate
Wonderful.
it.
It's breaking news for sure.
It's breaking news on this show. They're doing away with the lemons. All right, so, but I do think it is kind of, it brings a serious issue to light, which I think is important for us. Let's talk about baggage and baggage fees. Can we talk about that a little bit?
For sure, yeah.
First of all, what's Southwest policy today on baggage fees?
Well, of course, we know they're hard for customers to stand. So, fortunately, the first and second bag on Southwest Airlines actually flies free. So if you've seen any of our advertising lately, we actually have a campaign going on that says bags fly free.
Yeah, we like that. So,
yeah, pretty wonderful.
And that has been the policy since the beginning of the airline, correct?
Right. As our founder continues to say, we're once again famous for doing nothing. So we decided not to charge for those bags. And the third bag, of course, is where the charging starts. But it's just unheard of these days for airlines to allow the first and second checked bag at no additional charge. Well, that also go ahead, sorry.
Well, also, it's unheard of to have a third bag. Who has a third checked bag when they fly? Please, that's too much stuff. I will come over to your house and help you pack if you think you need to check 3 bags on an airplane. That's ridiculous. Sorry to interrupt, but really, yeah, that's fine. I think you should charge them for that third bag.
Well, the cool thing about it, too, is we don't charge for, bikes or skis. They're not involved in that either. So it's really a very lenient baggage policy, which you don't see in the airlines these days.
No, you don't. And certainly you're not an expert necessarily in, commercial aviation, across the board. But why do airlines charge for luggage these days?
Well, it started about a year and a half ago, about last May, and I think that, airlines, everyone knows, have been struggling, and I think that other airlines were looking for a way to get some of that revenue back. They knew that customers were going to have to check those bags, so the decision was made at many airlines to charge for them.
And that makes a lot of sense, I suppose, when no pun intended, when we go through kind of the a la carte servicing of these items, i.e. blankets and pillows, some airlines doing bags, etc. But they're not doing it because they are trying to stick it to the consumer, correct?
Well, they're doing it for all their own reasons. I think, all airlines are looking for ways to stay profitable, and that was just one opportunity that some chose to take advantage of.
Well, let's talk about, Southwest and the business model, which I think is really important for people to understand because I think it's very unique. And some of the other legacy carriers, I suppose would be the correct term, are looking at Southwest model. Are they trying, do they want to be like Southwest to a degree?
Well, I think that, when Southwest originally began, there was a real difference in the industry that we were offering fares at a discount. I think that, you see more and more airlines gravitating towards that, especially with the economy changing, customers not having as much, income to spend as they might wish for travel. And so you see airlines making sure that the fares are low, at least competitive on many routes.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, welcome to LaGuardia. You've got expanded service in LaGuardia here in the Northeast, correct?
We do. We've got 8 flights a day there at LaGuardia, and we couldn't be more proud. So we'll continue to hopefully expand there. It's pretty tight for space, but customers seem to be taking advantage of the flights that we have right now.
Well, don't let anybody push you around out there, okay? You hold your own. Don't be letting United muscle you out of your gates, okay? Because they'll do it if they could, any one of them. That being said, let's talk about the onboard experience just a little bit. Somebody who's never been on board a Southwest flight, they've seen perhaps the commercials, they've heard about it, they've read about it. What's the onboard experience like?
Well, I mean, of course, we're a little biased, but we choose to think it's one of the best in the year. You know, we have very comfortable seating. You're able to sit in our all-leather one-class seats on board our aircraft. We board in groups, so customers, it's a very pleasant boarding experience. We've got our wonderful in-flight crews, our flight attendants and our pilots who are so great. So, you know, we're also testing Wi-Fi on board right now, so a few of our airplanes have that on board as well. But the only thing these days you'll be missing might be those lemons.
Ah, just the lemons. You're going to miss the lemons. I already miss them. I'm tearing up just a little bit thinking about it. Before we go, I know we've got just limited time here today. What does Southwest what do they get criticized for?
I think you hear a lot of things out there about Southwest boarding procedure. That's one of the things that customers either, if they haven't flown us, they're wondering about how it works. And if they have, it's been perceived before as been unorganized, but it's actually very an organized procedure. We cleaned it up about 2 years ago, and now it's actually a very organized boarding process. So customers are able to check in, get their place in line, and then board in groups of A, B, and C. So still open seating on board, but we do organize the boarding procedure.
And you only fly one type of aircraft, correct?
Right. We keep it very simple at Southwest. It really saves costs if you're only having to train for one type of aircraft for both our flight attendants and our pilots and our mechanics. So it really works for Southwest.
Makes a lot of sense. Whitney, thank you for doing this afternoon. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Eric.
All right, very good. And we won't miss the lemons. We won't. We won't. Forget the lemons. I hate the lemons. Now I don't even like them anymore. I thought I liked them before. I'm out. All right, we will. Thank you. I hate them. They're sour lemons. Yes. We will continue here on Travel Show Live. Don't go anywhere. We've got plenty more.